What is going on, guys? It's Rahul here, back again with another video. And yeah, we are back here with the unscripted videos. I know it has been quite a while since I last did an unscripted video. I can't even remember when I last did an unscripted video. So yeah, with all of that being said, you guys read the title of the video. What do the Detroit Lions kind of do next after Matt Patricia was just fired, and so was Bob Quinn? So yeah, with all that being said, please make sure to like the video if you guys did enjoy, as it really helps out the channel. Also, please make sure to subscribe if you guys are new and you're a fan of the NFL or the NBA and you like the videos already on this channel, as I am trying to reach 1,000 subscribers and it would be greatly appreciated if you could reach that goal. I will react to my first 2 videos when we reach 1,000 subscribers, so if you guys are interested in that, please make sure to subscribe. And there are videos like this already on the channel, and there will be more in the future. But let's just get this thing started. Now, I do want to say a quick disclaimer first. Sorry if I've been kind of lazy lately on the channel. It's Thanksgiving break for me, and I kind of want to take this time to spend time with my family and, you know, do stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm sorry about that, but I do promise that I will definitely do my best to get back on this channel and, like, how do I put it? You know, just put a little bit more effort because, yeah, I kind of got lazy. But with all that being said, let's just get this thing started. Now, talking about the Detroit Lions. So they just fired Matt Patricia. Yeah, Patricia. I don't know why I can't say his name. Yeah, they just fired Matt Patricia, and let's just say he did not have a good time in Detroit, because Jim Caldwell, the head coach before, the guy went 7-9 for quite a bit, and when they fired him and they bring in Matt Patricia, they said 7-9 was not good enough. But it's safe to say Jim Caldwell was better than what Matt had provided, because, I mean, this guy, I'm a New England Patriots fan, and I like the guy as a defensive coordinator, don't get me wrong at all. But as a head coach, this guy was not good. His record was 13-29-1, which is really not good for a team that was strived to take the next step, and they were an okay team before. Now, the defense was just not good. People thought the defense was going to be a highlight of the Detroit Lions, because Matt Patricia was a defensive coordinator for the New England Patriots, and when he was there, the Patriots were a pretty good defensive team, and they thought, hey, this guy's going to be building up a great defense, and this Detroit defense could be pretty good. But that was not the case at all, and the coaching staff really screwed them up in a lot of games, because last year, now, while Matthew Stafford did miss quite a bit of games because of injuries, the thing is, the coaching staff screwed them up a lot, because, I mean, they could have been a much better team than they were last year if they didn't blow so many leads. They had an issue with blowing leads. Like in the Packers game, I can't remember all the games, but I remember in the first game of the 2019-20 season against Arizona, that game was a tie, but I mean, it could have been a win. And then if we talk, I remember the Packers game, they were also doing fine, and then the Packers just came back, and the Lions just could not hold on to the lead. And that is just not good at all. And right now, the blowing leads has also been an issue this year too. As right now, they could have been 6-5, or maybe even 7-4. I'd bet more on 6-5, since the Saints game, I don't know, man. They could have been a much better team than they are, though. Because, I mean, first off, the Detroit Lions, I mean, they have an okay roster. It's just that the coaching is not good. And you need good coaching, okay? You don't need Bill Belichick level coaching, but you do need good coaching. And that is just not good. But what do the Detroit Lions do next? Now, for me, I'm not going to go into a full-on breakdown of, like, how I did for, like, what's next right now, for, like, my what's next for X team and for my for the NBA. But, I mean, personally, they really do need to improve the defense. Now, they did bring in Jamie Collins and Ron Harmon, but Detroit's defense has still been really bad. And the Lions, they need to bring in more guys to help out that defense, because the defense just is not good. How else do I put it? Now, this year, I'm not sure who the interim head coach is going to be, but this year, at best, I could still see them going maybe 7-9, which isn't horrible, but not a good record, and I don't think they're going to be making the playoffs. I think they're out of the playoff race, and they should not bet on making the playoffs, okay? Sadly, they are not in the NFC East, okay? If they were 7-9 in the NFC East, maybe it could happen, but no, they are not in the NFC East, unfortunately for them. And at worst, I could see this team going 4-12. Now, if you ask me, if I'm Detroit, I might as well just, like, tank this year, because it's just another lost year, because you might as well just capitalize and get a high draft pick. Now, I know fans are going to be sad, But I mean, you don't have to. You aren't gonna make the playoffs. But I don't really know what their record would be. I mean, personally, I guess I'd expect something like 5-11 or 6-10 for the Detroit Lions. And while I don't expect them to have the number 1 overall pick or top 5 pick, I do expect them to have like a decently high pick. Now, I'm not a draft nerd, so don't count on me to provide you a ton of insight about the draft, because I usually just do my research on the prospects. Man, I can't talk. On the prospects when draft season kind of rolls around. Now, if you ask me, I think there is a chance that they maybe move on from Matthew Stafford, because if they want to win now, then I would say they will stick to Matthew Stafford. But moving on from Matthew Stafford is definitely an idea I've thought of. Now, the reason why is because as good as Matthew Stafford is, and as good as he's been, for his entire career, he just hasn't been able to get much going on in Detroit, and it's not completely his fault. But at the same time, Matthew Stafford is kind of old. I mean, the guy's like 32, 33 years old. And from what I've heard, man, this QB class has some pretty good, nice quarterbacks. And if you ask me, they might trade up in the draft, or they might try and get a quarterback in this draft. Now, Kenny Golladay and Marvin Jones are free agents, and I don't think they have a ton of cap space. Detroit doesn't. I don't think they do. But they need to do whatever they can to keep Kenny Golladay and Marvin Jones. At least bring back Kenny Golladay, because Marvin Jones is a very solid receiver. However, they will need Kenny Golladay, okay? Kenny Golladay is a really good receiver. And I mean, they just are. Kenny Golladay is just a really good receiver, and I don't really have to explain why they should bring him back. He's one of the few bright spots on this Detroit team, and without him, it's just going to deter any quarterback that's under center, whether it's Matthew Stafford or a prospect they draft like a rookie quarterback. That they really are going to need to provide that quarterback with good weapons, and Kenny Golladay is one of the best receivers in the NFL, and they need to do anything they can to bring him back. They also should try and improve the defense in general. Now, free agency, it might be a bit hard, because I don't think they have the most cap space in the world. And for the draft, they can definitely, if they can get some picks and hit on some of the guys, that would be really good too. Now, I could also see them trying to trade for somebody, which really isn't a bad idea either, because they need to improve that defense. Because here's the thing, in the NFL, you need a good defense. I don't care what anyone says, you need a good defense. Now, you don't need a Pittsburgh Steelers or Buffalo Bills level defense, but you need a good defense. And Detroit's defense just is not good. They need to improve the defense. Now, offensively, I mean, they're fine. I mean, they just need the quarterback situation might be a little bit of a question, so who knows what they do there. The receiving core, it's actually okay. Running the ball is fine. Kerryon Johnson's solid. DeAndre Swift is also okay. TJ Hawkinson's also a pretty solid player too. But offensively, they are not a terrible team at all, okay? But defensively, they really do need to they just need to, improve defensively. Now, going to the coaching staff, who could they hire as their coach? For me, I'm just not sure who they could hire, but they need to hire somebody who can keep the leads, who can build a good culture, and it doesn't have to be the Patriot way, because one big problem with Matt Patricia is that he just tried to implement the Patriot way immediately, okay? The Patriot way, don't get me wrong, the Patriots have probably the best culture in the NFL, if not the best. They have one of the best, okay? There's no doubt about it. But they need to build a good culture in Detroit, because Matt Patricia did not have a good relationship with a lot of his players. Like, that was a huge reason why Darius Slay requested a trade, okay? They need to build a good culture in Detroit, and the Lions also need to get a good GM, because management has screwed over this team for quite a bit, okay? Matthew Stafford and Calvin Johnson were good, but they could not surround them with good pieces, okay? What they need to do is shore up the offense, which I do think the offense is okay, as I said before, but they also need to really just improve the defense, because if your offense can score a ton of points, but if your defense cannot limit the other team at least somewhat, chances are you won't win the game. And if that other team has a solid enough defense to slow your offense down a bit, you've kind of lost the game, okay? And I want to talk a little bit about the Jim Caldwell firing. When they fired him, the thing is, even though he made them a good team, like a better team, here's the thing. Before, Detroit did not have high expectations, but as he slowly built them to like, hey, this team's like average or maybe just below average, those expectations rise. Well, how do I put it? Rose, not rise. Well, they rose, and they just needed to, they kind of got a cap, you know. They were just constantly hitting those expectations, and I get they wanted to take in the next step. So really, with the Matt Patricia era, they just hired the wrong guy. But what they need to do is they need to basically just keep the important guys like Kenny Galladay and Marvin Jones and all those important guys, figure out the quarterback situation, since Matthew Stafford, I mean, he has expressed his loyalty to Detroit, but like, who knows how much longer he goes on with that. And not only that, but he is kind of aging, and maybe they want to have some security for the future. So having a good quarterback, a young quarterback, might help that. Also, improve the defense, which should be number 1 or number 2. Maybe you put 1A and 1B, which is keep Kenny Galladay and improve the defense. They need to do that, and they need to hire a good head coach, someone who will make them a playoff team. Okay, that should be kind of obvious. They need a good coach. Okay, they don't need to hire Bill Belichick and possibly try and steal him away from the Patriots, since that's probably not going to happen. But they need a good coach, and they need to get a good GM, because here's the thing, this team, it really is far from the worst in the, well, okay, I don't think this team is the worst in the NFL, but if they can get a good coach, improve the defense, have a good management, and the team is just well balanced, then this team can be pretty good. But with all that being said, that's kind of all I have to say for the Detroit Lions and the Matt Patricia firing. But of course, you guys know what to do. Please make sure to like the video if you guys did enjoy, as it really helps out the channel. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and you're a fan of the NFL or the NBA, as I am trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, and it would be greatly appreciated if you could reach that goal. I'll react to my first 2 videos when we reach 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys want to see that, please make sure to subscribe. There are videos like this already on the channel, and there will be more in the future. But with all that being said, though, you guys, thank you guys for watching, and I'm out.